Ahoy there. It is February and we're doing a reading vlog. We're not doing a readathon. We're just doing a vlog because we can and because there's going to be some exciting books I'm going to read this month. Particularly House of Skye and Breath and Finley Donovan Knocks Him Dead. So I have work in about 10 minutes, so I thought I'd just kind of do a little intro. Hi, how you going? You're looking great today. There's lots of construction behind me. But at the moment I am reading like 3 awful books because I am currently reading Jade City. I'm like this close to finishing it. I'm also reading House of Earth and Blood, which again I'm like this close to finishing it. So it's kind of painful that I haven't yet. And I'm also reading Truly Devious, about halfway. And it's partly because I haven't just like stuck with it, but I'm just a bit like, but I still want to see when more mystery reveals, plot twists happen, because I think that will help suck me in a bit. Is that it? Oh, and I'm reading Way of Kings. Like I've been reading that for ages, and I'm buddy reading that with a friend. So we're just like reading little snippies. So yeah, I'm probably gonna get some reading done today at work. And I also brought a new book which is just like a cute romance book. And I wanted this to be like a summer of romance, and it kind of just hasn't happened. Hello, it is 5:58. I finished Jade City just now after work. But as I was getting in the car, guess what arrived on my e-reader? I thought this was coming out tomorrow. So I feel like I have this early. And again. So I'm going to have to start this like immediately. Maybe instead of the shelf. And then also, I've got some friends on the Citadel that were like, let's buddy read Outlander. And I'm getting overwhelmed already. But it's fine. I have the day off tomorrow and we're going to read. You guys, I've only just read the first chapter and I'm already having so much fun. It's already so funny. I've giggled. I'm happy. Alright, I'm going for a walk now with the doggos. And I'm going to listen to a bit more of Know My Name by Chanel Miller, which is intense but good. And my greasy ass hair doesn't want to just tie up. And can I just say, like, obviously a lot of the draw for Know My Name is that it was like this big media case and like, wow. But I do think she has a talent for writing. Like, some of the imagery in there is just like beautiful. The words, it's good stuff. I freaking knew it. I'm pissed and I'm crying. I'm reading House of Earth and Blood. And I knew something was coming. And I've read this before. And it still made me fucking cry. Chapter 79. The sacrifice. The sacrifice and the respect. Glad I didn't bring this to work. Hey guys, it's 6:25 on the 2nd. And I finally finished my reread of House of Earth and Blood. It was so good. I think I'm going to have to bump it up to a 5-star. Because I'm like, even though it is long, it's still very like emotional and amazing. That I reread it and it made me cry again. That means something. And I'm so freaking excited to pick up House of Skye and Breath. Especially now that it's all fresh in my head. I hope we get to see like the angels world, where the Asteri come from, and I want to know what's going on with this Prince of Hell. And I hope we get some smut, because we didn't really get any. Yeah, I think I want to try and see if I can binge through Truly Devious, especially because it was getting interesting. It looks like somebody did. I hope they did. That would be exciting. Only in books, though. Only in books. It's things you can't say in real life. Yeah. But Finley Donovan is calling my name. But I know, like, once I pick that up again, that that's all I'm going to want to read. Because I'm bad at sticking to my own plans. I started The Stone Skye last night. I've only read 2-3 chapters. And like, it's already just making me feel like anxious. And this series is like good, but I'm also like partly I'm like, what the fuck is happening? But it's also starting to come together. And like, it's weird and messed up, but like, it's good. Like the Stone Eaters, they still just like freak me out. Then also I've been continuing with Finley Donovan Knocks 'em Dead. I'm 24% of the way through, so that's good. It is fun so far. Obviously it's still kind of early, but I can already see the setup and it's just funny and a good time. Howdy, it is the same day and work is done and it is hot as shit and I barely read. I thought I read like 4% of Finley Donovan. I only just started getting back into Truly Devious and they're both good. But a little story time. Today was just an interesting day. So I'm like on the phone as a receptionist and today was like the first like call where I just had someone that was just like mean. And like I've just been like anxious and I was like, just breathe, it's fine. And then right after this call, I start hearing this like banging from these like tall cupboards that are behind me. And it's like the doors are rattling or like something's like hitting it from the inside. And I was like, what is this? No, what the fuck? So I called up kind of maintenance building people because they think there are like dead rats somewhere in the foyer. And I was like, I think there might be some live rats. Can someone please check? Because I don't want to check because I'm scared. And they come and check and there's nothing. And I feel like I'm going crazy. Or that the rats have a conspiracy against me and have like an escape tunnel. Hey guys, it is the 4th and I have some updates. All of them seem to be in the car lately, so sorry about that. But updates, I'm still going with Truly Devious and Finley Donovan. I just finished up at a film shoot. I was just an extra as a nurse. But I got to wear scrubs, so I was living my Grey's Anatomy fantasy and just being silly with like the dolls there. So that was good fun. Also, Bunny came in the mail, so I want to try and reread that this month for Katie's Patreon. I've read it before and I was just like, what? But then I started like conspiracy theorizing and I have theories. And I just want to read it again and like annotate and see what I reckon and what other people think. But also, I just went to the library and I picked up 2 books because I can't be stopped. So this is Give the Dark My Love by Beth Revis. I haven't really heard anyone talk about this, but Beth Revis wrote the Across the Universe series, which is like a young adult, like sci-fi series, and I really liked it at the time. So I'm really hoping I can enjoy some of her other stuff. But then I found The Push, and I've been wanting to read this because Katie just kind of goes on and on and on about it. Hello, it is Sunday the 6th. I just filmed a video, so I'm a bit fancy, but now I'm really cold. But also, I just finished Truly Devious, y'all. I'm so glad to be done with this. This is okay. I was kind of thinking there would be more developments, but because it is a series, no, it's still kind of building. So I think I will continue, but like nothing really wrapped up in this book. And I'm not overly invested, but for just like a fun read, it's fine. Yeah. So I've also been continuing with Finley Donovan Knocks 'em Dead. I'm 68% through, and I apparently have about 2 hours left to finish it. Finley is just not very smart, and the romance is getting a bit all over the shop, and it's getting to the point where I'm like, I'm not vibing any of the romantic interests. So it's 8:20 on the 8th and I'm about to go to work. I have my receptionist gig and then some teaching, so it's going to be a bit of a long day. But I'm really hoping to start the shelf at work today when things get quiet, just because I've been an anxious human and I've been watching and reading things that have not been helping that. So I want to read some romance. And this is one of the ones I've had on my shelf the longest. So I really must get to it. And it's Valentine's Day month. So I finished Finley Donovan Knocks 'Em Dead yesterday. So I'm really excited about that. I didn't love it as much as the first one. But I think it was really hard to top that one, so I think she still did an awesome job. And I like it, but I'm also frustrated because she left it open-ended and there were things that weren't solved, but it was kind of in a self-aware way, and the way things wrapped up with the love interests I like. I also started Jade War. I'm only on chapter 2, so there's not a lot to report, but Barrow is still just like the worst character, and I hate it. And I just want Shay to be the pillar. Is that so much to ask? It's 7:30 on the 8th p.m. and I thought I'd just give y'all a little update. So I did end up starting The Shelf at work, and what did I get up to? And I read 66 pages of it, so that's pretty damn good. And this is very fun so far. It's very humorous. It's set in England, so there are a few references I'm like, I don't know what that is. But overall, it's a fun time. It's still early days. Also, I think I was getting this a bit mixed up with like Charm Offensive and One to Watch, because those are both kind of reality TV rom-coms. This one is more like a Big Brother than a Bachelor. That it's still very appealing to me. So yeah, also I read another chapter of Jade War, and you know, we're beginning, but it's good. I'm really intrigued to see where things go. I really want to focus on the Stone Skye so I can just like smash out this series. But at the same time, I kind of want to focus on Jade War. I want to try and finish my book club books first in the month, so that they're done and I don't have to stress. But yet again, I'm reading 3 books. Heyo, it is 10:43 on the 9th, and I've just come back from my friend Bethany's house, and she gave me a belated Christmas present because we both went away over the holidays, and she got me Little Thieves by Margaret Owen, and this is perfect because this is one of the Citadel picks for this month, so I had to read this anyway. I did already have the ebook, so oops, but I think I'm going to enjoy reading it physically much more, especially because flicking through it has some illustrations and beauty. Hopefully start this soon. It might have to wait until after House of Skye and Breath, to be honest. Also, I've been digging into The Stone Skye today, up to page 98, so we're making progress. Things are slowly being answered, but still kind of confused, and there's some serious conflict, and I'm scared we're not going to get a reunion in this that I really want. One of the characters who I hated has really grown on me. Like, not 100%, but I was like, okay, you're not as terrible as you were. Also, I can't remember if I told you, but I finished Know My Name the other day. That shit is heavy, but it is important, it is brave, it is beautiful. Chanel, you're so good. I got really mad reading this book just at the whole justice system and the lack of acknowledgement from Brock and his family was really shitty, and also ridiculous that he only spent 3 months in prison. Okay, so I was reading The Stone Skye and things are going great. It's very intriguing, but look at this! The cover is peeling off and I'm not a happy camper. And I'm like, look, I didn't think I was being that rough with it. But this book is not very well made. So, sticky tape to the rescue. I'll show you the surgery when I can get some help. No. surgery has been complete. I had my scrub nurse, my mum, and we have fixed it, and it doesn't look too bad at all. We've done some preventative surgery on this length and this length, and I'm probably gonna do this one as well. Wait, I gotta do like the whole like gross anatomy. It's just a week of surgery really, after being an extra as a nursing student, scrubs, and now I've got this. All right. It's a beautiful day to save lives. 10 blade. So I'm at the book fair again, and it's even big. It's so big. It's so much. It's a time. I've been doing a lot of helping, but also a lot of shopping, and I'm gonna have to edit the books because there's too many. Okay, howdy folks, it is 1:30 on the 11th, and I've just left the book fair. I spent $113, and I think I got 22 books, but the value and the books I'm really freaking excited about. Also, what I'm not excited about is leaving. There are a bunch of protesters protesting the vaccine just on the other side of where I'm parked, and they're hooping, carrying on. Hopefully I can just get out of here okay, so fingers crossed. Alright, so now they're playing Heal the World. We love to see it. Heal the world, get vaccinated. Oh. Okay, but dude, look what I found. I'm dying. I'm dying. This is probably the best book I own now. What? It's so big. Okay. Are you all ready for this? Let's look at all the books. You already saw Way of Kings for $6. You can't even buy that in Australia. What? Like, I could probably buy it on like Book Depository or Amazon for like however much. I'll edit it in here. So I haven't started this series yet, but I found book 2 and 3 in the Diviners. So I found Lair of Dreams and Before the Devil Breaks You, and it's in the matching editions of the one I have. But I think the one I have is a taller, but like the covers match. That's all I can ask for. So yeah, they're not a perfect match, but like they're the same theme and covers. Then I found Sleeping Giants, which has been like around for a while, and it just sounds really cool, and like there's some kind of like metal robot alien mystery, something's going on, and it just sounds cool. I love this cover. Look at it. Look. The Kingdom of Back by Marie Lu. I'm a bit skeptical, but I do like her books, so I've heard this is really good, and I kind of read a bit of the first page, and I was like, okay, I'm vibing, and look at it. Look at it. Into the Journeying Deep by Myra Grant, which is like the Mariana Trench and like Trench and Scary Mermaids. And then I've got American Psycho because I've lost my copy. I don't know where it is. And I like this movie and this musical, and it's just kind of messed up, and I'm keen. I found some contemporary fiction. I found Well Met by Jen DeLuca. I've been wanting to read this since I heard about it. It's just like a rom-com set at a Ren Fair, which is not something that's like really prevalent in Australia as far as I know, or at least where I live, and it just looks really cute and I want to read it. And then I also found Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney because this is her debut, and I just wanted to compare it with Normal People, and I like this cover. So I found books 2 and 3, All Souls trilogy, which is perfect because I have the first one, and Lucy's Book Club. Why haven't I read this yet? This is going to be our next like read along thing. So now I have the whole set, and they all match, and I got them like for like maybe $12 total, the whole series. So I'm so happy. And then I now have all of this series by Brent Weeks, the Lightbringer series. I was just missing book 4. The annoying thing is that the first one is short and the rest of them are tall, and this one's short again. So they don't match, but for a cheapo, it's going to be worth it. So chunky adult fantasy books, full price, too much. I got Our Dark Duet by V.E. Schwab because it is my goal in life to now read all her books. So now I have the duology. Kinslayer by J. Kristoff, which is the sequel to Storm Dancer, and this is chunky. I've enjoyed the other books I've read from him so far, so hopefully I'll enjoy this duology. And it's a big floppy one. Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb, even though I have not read any of her books yet. 2 and 3 in the Amber and Ashes series, which is good because this is one of my top series I wanted to try and get to this year, so they don't match. I don't care. The next one I almost didn't get because I have it on my e-reader, but it's not the same. And it's Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, and it's the tall floppy. It's a tall floppy, and I've just been hearing people talk about this again recently. And I like Leigh Bardugo, so then we've got We Hunt the Flame by Hafsa Faisal. This is kind of one I just kind of like knew of, but I was like, I don't know. And then I saw Elliot Hardback Hoarder was just like, this is just like a really fun YA angsty like romance fantasy, and it's beautiful, and I want to read it, and now I can. The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. I'm rounding up on 5th season, so this will give me some more N.K. Jemisin to read. I'm a little bit skeptical because it's very like New York based, and I am not. The Space Between Worlds, and this is just like the sci-fi trope of like hopping between different like realities and worlds, and like multiverse basically. But she's been like killed off in different multiverses, and it's like, what's going on? And then the last one is The Silence of the Girls by Pat Barker. I also have his other one, The Women of Troy, I believe, which I haven't read yet, but I love it. I'm a sucker for a tall floppy. But also this centers around Briseis, I don't know how to say it correctly, but she was actually a character that was featured in Song of Achilles, so that's given me a little bit of background. And I'm just really enjoying my like myth retellings with a focus on the women, because the first round didn't necessarily paint them in a good light at all. So let's have some good light, shall we? 22 books for 2022. I really need to stop buying books, but I'm really excited to have them. And where will they go on my shelves? Hell if I know. Turns out I'm a big idiot. So I was like, oh yeah, Silence of the Girls, and I've got their other book, Women of Troy. And then I was like, no, hold on, like, Women of Troy is their other book. But, look what I did. I just bought the same book again. I've not done that in a very long time. I'm losing my touch. House of Skye and Breath Day. And I'm just going to check Amazon to see when it's coming. Fingers crossed it's today. Track the package. It just says, we will email you and we have an estimated delivery date. And it just says, not shipped yet. It says temporarily out of stock on the website, but I'm hoping because I pre-ordered, I secured my copy. Shit. Alright, if I find it at the shop, I'll just buy it. I have been working on The Stone Skye because I want to try and finish that before Skye and Breath arrived. And I have about 100 pages left, and like some things are starting to come together, but it also doesn't make sense. And it's frustrating because the characters, they're being like, duh, it all makes sense. And I'm like, does it? Tell me, explain. So I'm a bit worried how it's going to wrap up in this last bit. And I'm just kind of like, I really enjoyed the first book, and then these next two were like, not terrible, but they're not great, and the development is kind of confusing. So, nearest bookshop, fingers crossed they have it. They had it, it was behind the counter, but they had it. I have it now! And I'm matching kind of. Epilogue. I teared up. Let's finish this. I'm done. This was good. This was good. I still have issues and questions about the particulars of the magic system. But the way that just wrapped up. Okay, so I've read the first chapter. I've read the prologue of House of Skye and Breath. And it was like a long prologue. It was 22 pages or something. So, long chapters. I'm getting sleepy, but I still want to keep reading. But prologue had like completely new characters. And I'm already seeing a connection. And I need to see what happens. But I'm also glad now that we're actually like with Bryce and Hunt. And some fun family times. I'm on chapter 4. And it's getting good. So there's already been smut and a big plot twist that I'm like, excuse me? I actually said excuse me, reading it. More. Good morning. Alright, so it is the 16th and I'm going to read Fence today because it's due back at the library and it's going to take me like half an hour tops. Finished Fence Volume 1 and it was really quick. I was kind of hoping that there would be more. So I'm going to have to pick up the next copy. Hopefully the library has the next one. I really enjoyed this. I don't read graphic novels that often, but I really enjoyed the art style and the humour and the banter. And I'm excited to see these two enemies become lovers because that's just what has to happen. Okay, so it's 8 in the morning on the 19th of February and I'm out of town. We just went up and went to Wollongong for the weekend, hopefully to go to the beach, but it's not looking super great out there. House of Skye and Breath. I'm going to chunk in also a good chunk of The Shelf, which is just like ridiculous, but like good lighthearted fluff. And oh my god, reveal. Things coming together. Also, this isn't a spoiler because it's just a theory. I'm like, I think we're gonna get some Atlantis. Or just more like underwater city goodness. Like, I hope. I really want that. I mean, like, the cover is kind of like watery, even though it is just Hunt. So. Okay, it is Sunday the 27th. I'm very close to finishing. And there's been a big reveal. There was one earlier, maybe 50 pages ago. Maybe even less. And now there's one here, and I'm like, oh shit. I'm really interested to see how this wraps up. But I feel like it's going to leave it on a really frustrating cliffhanger. So, let's see. I'm annoyed with the arc / reveal about Ethan, however we want to say it, Ethan. Because I feel a little bad for him, but mainly annoyed because it's just immature and dumb and reminds me of people in my life that are just a bit too intense for no reason. So, yeah. It's editing Teach here, and I lost a bunch of footage, including like some beachy vibes and my finishing and wrapping up the vlog. So that includes finishing House of Skye and Breath. I actually managed to record my reaction to the last chapter because I felt like something was going to happen, and it did. So I'm a bit annoyed, but also this is going to be like the longest video anyway. So previously on the vlog, I hung out at the beach. The first day was not great beach weather, but we went anyway. The day we left, it was lovely, so we stayed as late as possible. I read lots of House of Skye and Breath on the beach. It got smutty. I enjoyed it. I think I finished The Shelf at the beach. I read like a lot of it. And it was cute. It was fun. I liked the whole message. But also I don't think it was deep enough or thought-provoking enough that I'm going to read it again. But solid rom-com for what it was. It was more like a sisters coming together, empowering kind of vibe rather than finding a man. So like you don't usually see that in romance books, so I was really happy about that. Oh, and then I ummed and ahed about Jade War and Middle Game. I'm still in the middle of those now, in the middle of March, because I've just been putting them down for other stuff. Yeah, it ended up being 9 books February, and that ending, for House of Skye and Breath. Oh my god, I'm so freaking excited. I'm not as smart as the people where they're like, oh, I could see that coming because of all the clues. And I'm like, where? I ended up giving it 4 stars because I enjoyed it, but it just could have been more, especially for how long it was. Like, I feel like House of Earth and Blood packed a lot more, like, emotions as well as plot, and didn't really get as much of that with House of Skye and Breath, but the whole thing about the mystics and, like, the wolves, I'm very excited for, as well as, like, the depth charger, super excited about that. Tharion kind of wasn't the strongest character in this book, and I'm worried for where we left him off. But Bryce and her family, the act of kindness that they do together, I'm dead. I'm dead. That was my February reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know your thoughts on any of the books I mentioned or read in this, and I'll see you next time. Bye!